How did people look up kanji before all these apps came out? Let's take a look. So in today's video, we're going to have a look at how to look up kanji in a paper dictionary. Yes, just like we did before all the apps came out. But first, why should we even think about using a paper dictionary in this day and age? Isn't it just easier to use a smartphone or an app? Well, for starters, I tend to remember things a little bit better when I use my senses. Touching and feeling pages in a book, running my finger through large lists of kanji, trying to find the one that I'm looking for, it seems to help with retention in my case. Okay, so before we get into looking up a particular kanji, let's first define something that we need to understand before we move on. The radical. In Japanese, it's called the bushu, and it's one of the building blocks of the kanji. It's usually located on the left, top, right, or all around the kanji. In today's example, I'm going to be using this kanji. You might be familiar with this. It's the go in Nihongo, which means Japanese. Okay, so there are actually 3 different types of indexes in a paper kanji dictionary. 1, radical index. 2, stroke count index. 3, the reading index. So to start off with, we're going to have a look at the radical index. This might seem a little bit complicated when you first start out, but stay with me. It's not too bad once you figure it all out. First step is to count how many strokes are in the radical. In this case, there are 7. The next step is to jump to the 7 section in our radical index on the inside cover of this dictionary. Once you find the radical, you simply look at the number that's underneath it. In this case, 149. Once you've found that number, now you simply jump to 149 in the radical index. Once you find the radical, you'll be presented with a list of all of the kanji in the dictionary that have that radical. There you go. All you have to do now is to look for it. Now, this is where the analytical skills come in, and you're actually engaging your brain by comparing the 2 different kanji. You're looking at the kanji on your piece of paper, and you're looking at all of the different kanji and trying to figure out how they're different and which ones are the same. And you're looking for this same kanji. So as you go through the list, you'll now be looking for that kanji. Okay, there it is. All you do now is look at what the number is for that kanji. In this case, it's 67, and that's your final number. You won't be looking up any more indexes now. So now you just jump to kanji number 67 in the main section of the dictionary, and there it is. You'll notice that the entry has a couple of different sections, and these are very helpful. 1, you'll notice that there are a couple of different versions of the kanji. One's a handwritten version and the other one's a print version. Then you have all of the different readings for the kanji. In this case, it can be go, or when it's used as a verb, it can be kataru, and you'll see in brackets it's got something there, and that's the part that's written in hiragana. So the kanji is the part that's outside of the brackets. Then you've got a couple of different examples of how the kanji is used, and this, I believe, also helps with your brain to create some associations so that you can learn it a bit more effectively as well. Sometimes one kanji doesn't just have the one meaning. It can have several, and it's great to see these in a simple, short list that helps you understand the kanji even more. If you'd like to understand all the little different pieces of information in this entry, you can always refer to the beginning of your dictionary, which will have a very detailed explanation. Okay, next we're going to have a look at the stroke count method. This method simply uses the total number of strokes in the kanji and disregards any information regarding the radical. So all we have to do is count the total number of strokes in this kanji. We've got 14 strokes in this kanji. As you can probably imagine, all we have to do now is jump to the section for 14 strokes in the stroke count index. We go there and we see that there's a large list. Now we're going to have to run our finger through all of these and see which one it is. As you can see, it's over here, and of course it has the same number as we found in the previous index, number 67. Okay, lastly, it's the reading index. Now, in some cases, you're not going to have the visual, but you're going to remember how to say the kanji. So let's imagine that the text is not available to us. We can't see the kanji go, so we can't do a stroke count and we can't figure out what the radical is because we can't remember how to write it. However, we remember that it's pronounced go, because we know the word Nihongo, and we know it's the last character, and that it's pronounced go. All you do now is go to the third index, which is by reading, look up go, go, and find the kanji. Again, it tells us that it's kanji number 67 in the main dictionary. Yes, looking up kanji in a paper dictionary does take a bit longer, but it does help things stick. I'll be doing more videos like this about studying Japanese and a few hints and tips that I've learnt over the years. So if you're interested in this and if you found this video useful, please like it and please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and bye for now.